solution. Yeah. No respect, unselfishness and cooperation. That's how we need to build a strong nation. We are the people to make the changes. We are the changes to be obeyed. And all the things that must happen and not got blue skies. And nothing that people get victimized. Let's work together for better. We got to unite. Belize, yeah. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. We gotta keep moving. Na. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Voice of opinion and place your calling. WB. Get up, make every day count. Don't waste it, people. Do your part, play around, get where you need to. Look and tune in for work or in your vehicle. If you got a problem, pick up the phone. Why wait till the time calling? It's not so it no matter even if you're at home. Just call in. WB. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. We gotta keep moving. Na. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Voice of opinion and place your calling. WB. Be yourself, see yourself, this is just show my people. Believe our hopes so to needless reason. Nobody feel left out, this the vibe we're dealing. Let's find a solution. Yeah. No respect, unselfishness and cooperation. That's how we need to build a strong nation. We are the people to make the change.
Morning and welcome to Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes for this morning, Wednesday, February 18th, 2026, Ash Wednesday. Give thanks that we wake up with a good mind and our body could move. I'm Sister YaYa, Marin Coleman, sitting in for Brother Most High. And it's the people time till 9 o'clock this morning. And I know the usual lineup. The weather forecast is being brought to us by the National Meteorological Service of Belize. The forecaster today is Crystal Rosales. And then immediately after that, we'll have a first news brief for the morning, provided by XTV Newsroom under the leadership of Marisol. Weather time.
Morning. Mainly fair conditions prevail over the country. And in the 24-hour forecast, skies will be sunny with a few cloudy spells today and then mostly clear tonight. Showers will be isolated for today, then little or no rain is expected for tonight. High temperatures will reach around 84 degrees Fahrenheit along the coast, 88 inland, and then 80 degrees Fahrenheit in the hills. Low temperatures for tonight will reach around 74 degrees Fahrenheit along the coast, 68 inland, and then 61 in the mountains. Winds over the open sea east to southeast at 5 to 15 knots, with sea conditions being light chop. And then high tides occur at 10:50 this morning, then again at 10:55 tonight. Low tides at 4:47 this evening, and then at 5:26 tomorrow morning. The sun will rise at 6:17 this morning, then set at 5:55 this evening, while moonrise is at 7:03 this morning and moonset at 7:12 tonight. And now for the extended forecast for Thursday and Thursday night. Generally fair weather with little or no rain is expected. And next we have the fire forecast. The risk for forest and brush will be low as generally fair and mostly dry conditions prevail going into Thursday. And finally, for the sargassum update, satellite and surface observations continue to show a few sargassum mats offshore and along some coastal destinations. More mats are expected to drift ashore during the coming days, resulting in moderate impacts. And this has been this morning's weather report from the National Meteorological Service.
The first private radio in Belize since 1989. Creme FM presents the news. Informative, accurate, current information, local, regional, and international news, weather and sports. And now, the news.
Representatives of the Belize Communication Workers for Justice and Belize Telemedia Limited met for over 2 hours Tuesday afternoon to iron out severance payment details for employees who left the company more than 6 years ago. BCWJ spokesperson Emily Turner said the meeting was productive and cordial.
It was a very fruitful meeting. We had a long discussion about the a lot of the discussion was around the data that we have available since 1994. There are there's a gap of information that is not available digitally from 1994 to 2005, which we will have to examine along with BTL to be able to determine what were the circumstances of those employees. So we did have a very good, fruitful meeting in terms of collaboration, in exchange of information. We accomplished a lot in terms of we've arrived that BTL has agreed to pay the severance. We do have now. We are discussing the interest payment that would be done, and on both sides, we have to take it back to our groups, and we will be discussing those figures. We're expecting something to come back to us from BTL by Thursday, and then we are supposed to take back something to our members over the weekend, and then we intend to meet next.
Is to be negotiated. It is expected that the former employees will be paid in a lump sum once the interest rates has been determined. On XTV Sunday Review for February 15, National Trade Union Congress of Belize Senator Honorable Glenfield Dennison broke down in simple terms what severance means.
Severance, in the simplest form, is like a token of appreciation that's given to you by your employer to safeguard you when they sever the relationship. So severance was a statutory law, and statutory obligation. Statute just means it's a law. So in our Labor Act, the framers of the Act recognize that in our Belizean context, employers will have an imbalance of power between them and the employee. And we want a 21-year-old man now to do this job. The labor law says, here what happened. There's a point of no return where workers need to have, I like the word cushion, but the cushion, now leave money for your land plan. And in the labor law, it ties it before a certain period, 2011, to 2 weeks of pay, that sort of thing, so that you have a great idea in your head that if I work 25 years, when tomorrow I don't have a job, I will have a bucket of money that can last me and hold me over, or that I can invest in something to shift and pivot life after I've given 25 years to this one company.
Turner also outlined who is entitled to severance.
There are different sections in the labor law, and it sets out what then qualifies you for severance. And severance is in section 183 of that Labor Act, and the provisions, and it goes on to describe, you work for 5 to 10 years, you earn severance. You work for 10 plus years, you earn severance. If you retire, that qualifies you. If you get terminated and it's not a reason for gross dismissal, you qualify. If you have a contract and it ends, you qualify. So, and it also, even for people that resign after 10 years, like was my case, I had served more than 10 years, I also qualify.
Ministry of Transportation on Monday presented to stakeholders an update on the move toward introducing a national bus company as part of the consolidation and modernization of public transportation. Since a supporting cabinet paper was presented in April 2025, there have been several rounds of consultations with the 31 bus operators in Belize. Anna Logue, the ministry's Director of Policy Planning and Research, reported that the participating bus operators represent 65% of the total 24,692 road service miles, leaving the remaining operators covering 8,490 miles. This translates to 17 operators participating and 14 opting out.
If we look at the total road service miles, 14,202. And so based on that, the total amount of miles participating based on the supporting operators is 65.6%. The operators who are not participating at this time is G-Line, Belize Transit, BBOC North and West, because the cooperative have runs in both from the north and the southern part of our country, the north and the western part of our country. We have Artilit, Atilit, Otilit, Roxy's Bus, Valencia's Bus, Carmelo Tilit Bus Company, Morales Bus, Unigrass Transport, Fraser Bus Line, Paris Bus Line, and Gilhari Bus Line. The total road service miles is 8,490, and that represents 34.4% of the operators not participating at this time.
Ministry officials said 20 auditing firms were considered, and of those, 6 were selected to submit expressions of interest. 4 were retained. Audits of participating bus operators were completed in November 2025.
Decision and position.
Government of Belize will be contributing 45.8% to the opening balance sheet of the National Bus Company, while 17 bus operators will provide 39.2%, and institutional investors will take up the remaining 15%. The government's equity contribution includes 7 bus terminals, 3 electric buses valued at $1.4 million, and establishment costs of $500,000. The 7 terminals carry a combined value of $17.8 million, with the Belize City terminal alone accounting for $6.2 million, followed by the Belmopan terminal at an estimated $3.4 million. Listed separately in the equity is the yet-to-be-constructed Chetamall Street bus terminal, valued at $3.5 million. In total, the government's equity amounts to $22.6 million. The overall equity of the National Bus Company is set at $49.7 million. The contribution of operators is $19.5 million, whereas institutional investors are providing $7.5 million. Among the institutional investors are insurance companies and the Social Security Board. One of the chartered accountants, Emil Pinello, presented profit projections for the bus operators.
In every scenario we've described, the bus operators were 30% more profitable under the new proposed company. That gave a clear indication that the company would be in a better position to present revenues, to present cost savings, and to increase profits for those participating bus operators. The bus business in Belize has historically run on a cash basis. And so there has been a lot of pilfering in the past. Still happens. Revenue would be higher if the controls of handling cash or how payment methods are made are done in an electronic form in ways that are possible, as well as reducing the amount of cash being handled during each of those bus runs. The costs, the expenses under the new bus company would be consolidated. That would reduce costs significantly by just purchasing in bulk and having better purchasing power and a better power to discuss discounts with providers in country. Bus operators' expertise will also be considered throughout this process. They have been engaged and they continue to be engaged as part of this entire process. Recommendations? The National Bus Company will improve efficiency without a doubt. The increase in revenues and reduction in pilfering will clearly translate into more earnings for those bus operators being part of this exercise. It will provide improved profits to those bus operators and additionally will improve ridership experience. It will improve the overall bus industry.
The Ministry of Health and Wellness has confirmed 2 malaria cases in Quiquesarco, Toledo. However, the ministry has clarified that the 2 cases are considered imported as the individuals were infected outside of Belize's borders. The ministry noted the continued risk of contracting malaria while in neighboring countries, especially if Belizeans travel to rural or forested areas where mosquitoes are more prevalent. The symptoms of malaria include fever, chills, headaches, body aches, sweating, fatigue, and nausea or vomiting, which can appear a week to a month after infection. The ministry advises anyone who is experiencing such symptoms during or after travel to seek medical attention. Free testing for malaria is available at all public health facilities. The World Health Organization, WHO, declared Belize to be malaria-free back in June of 2023. The The ministry assures residents that it continues its heightened surveillance and response measures to ensure that malaria transmission to
over 200 persons, everybody has tested negative, and we've done our area. And of course, management, treatment, spraying, everything that comes with when we diagnose a case of malaria. These two cases are considered imported cases, which means that these cases were, these persons were infected outside of Belize. And these persons had visited Guatemala in the recent weeks prior to their diagnosis. And so these cases are considered imported cases. Even though they are considered imported, we still do exactly what we would do if it was a locally transmitted case. We do testing, we do health education, we spray the homes, we offer bed nets, we do everything else in order for this malaria not to spread to any other persons in the area. So to date, and as of yesterday, we received all the pictures and the report with regards to the success of the team, the Ministry of Health's team that went out to Krikasarko, and the work that they have done. It has been tremendous, and they worked on it very quickly. And so far, we have not found another case that's positive.
There has been some concern recently after a Belize City High School student was diagnosed with tuberculosis. Dr. Melissa Diaz-Musa yesterday explained that while there is stigma surrounding tuberculosis, it is under control in Belize. She added that a very high percentage of residents have been vaccinated against tuberculosis.
Tuberculosis is a disease that we have a very strong program that is ongoing. We've had in country a handful of patients annually with tuberculosis, and it's something that still holds a significant stigma to the diagnosis. And I would like to inform the general public that even though tuberculosis is infectious, we do have a vaccine, the BCG vaccine. That's a vaccine that's given on the first week of birth. We have a high rate of uptake of our vaccines. It has traditionally been over 95%. The last year or two, post-COVID, it has fallen to about 90% in our country. So the majority of us are vaccinated against tuberculosis with the BCG vaccine. In addition to this, there is readily available treatment under the Ministry of Health and Wellness. Once the person has been diagnosed and somebody has been isolated, we have procedures that we would do, and we would always go into wherever the workplace, the schools, and we would educate the parents, educate the students and teachers, and we do general testing. Many times when you see that we have health fairs at schools or health fairs in different areas, the TB testing for TB is one of the services that we offer. So we always encourage people to get tested, because sometimes you could have what's known as latent TB. So you were exposed and you never showed significant symptoms, but you might still need medication. And then there is active TB, where you have symptoms like night sweats, weight loss. Some people have fever, severe cough, etc.
In this morning news brief, and immediately after WUB from 9 to 12 on Creme Radio, you could listen to more news, commentary, community talking, and then on Creme Radio, download the Creme Radio app. At 12:30, there's a full news package. At 3 o'clock, they have a news brief, and at 5:15, they have a full news package. YaYa XTV, at 6 o'clock, you have a full news package. Download the XTV app. And take one quick break, come back, and the people time for talk.
Informative, accurate, current information. Krem's newscast. Local, regional, and international.
If all operators are busy, you can leave your number and an operator will return your call as soon as possible to ensure you receive the support you need. Depending on your transaction type, we may contact center services today.
Atlantic Bank.
Contact center services today.
Atlantic Bank. Building the future together.
Finally, a postpaid plan for 3 people. Introducing Smart Trio. Why pay for mobile service alone when you can share and save? Get unlimited national calls, texts, plus 100 gigabytes of shared data. And the best part? It's only $135. That's right, as low as $45 per person. Perfect for small families, couples, or close friends. Smart Trio. 3 lines, 1 smart choice. Sign up now and you could win a Trio getaway to San Pedro for 3. Visit us at www.smart-bz.com for more information or sign up at any showroom today. Smart, bringing people together.
Amandala is now online. You can now access Amandala's midweek and weekend issues online by logging on to our website at amandala.com.bz/news and joining our membership portal today. There's 5 easy steps to get unlimited access to weekly e-paper, archive publications, and a host of other exclusive contents. Number 1, go to Amandala's website. Number 2, navigate to subscribe areas. Number 3, choose a membership level. Number 4, check out using our secured portal. Number 5, log into the members only section. Telephone numbers 501-280-4703 or 202-4477. Fax us at 501-222-4702, or you could email at amandalapress@yahoo.com or amandalapress@gmail.com. Amandala, all power to the people.
Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes Talk Show. That's for we time. The phone number at 280-5848. I expect one call right after the 7:30 break. So if you don't want call in, call in. Monday, I did share that Marva's Restaurant after 30-something years of operation, and that location has closed down. It will reopen under her son's management in about 2 weeks, I'm being told, on Regent Street West at the old Marlin's restaurant location. So the legacy continues through her son. I forget to say that Monday, and it on my mind. I also forget to say yesterday that the Reverend Jesse Jackson had transitioned yesterday to the spirit realm. He's known for the years of service in the civil rights movement, and then political work, and then he run for be the president of the United States. So I was, I believe, 84 years old, and my sister Elma Whitaker Augustine texted me early yesterday morning and tell me, and I still come on the air and forget to say it. So big thanks, sis. And I didn't forget to hail up Kim Gramango. My sister provide breakfast for me most mornings when I'm the pan set. So I want to hail her up and make sure I go support them, Manning Keller, and give thanks for enough love and community unity for sure. I'm going to call in 280-5848 and make a talk the thing. Definitely the Belize Communication Workers for Justice group, I was going to say, make the news that they will get the money where the former employees deserve for being former employees. And this have to do everything with their severance package. And I really value that particular group sharing the knowledge so we as workers of Belize and employers could know what the responsibility is. So on that note, at around 7:30 after the 2 cents come break, our sister Christine Perret and Colleen, and we want to reason as everyday people. I really want to look upon, because we hear a lot about the CCJ ruling from February 2025. I know enough, but we're not going to look upon the ruling. I just got to look upon it yesterday. I think it's 57 pages long. They have some interesting points, and after listening to Sister Christine, she was part of the group where we did a Sunday review this past Sunday, along with the senator for the...
Because that proved that this old saying, together we stand. So they finally achieved what they needed, that they were the fought for. No respect due to me. They needed, that they were the fought for. No respect due to me. From me, I mean to them.
Thanks, brother.
And also, at home and abroad, I want to say condolences to the family of the late man icon I respect, brother in the struggle, Jesse Jackson. Red, black, and green represent the power black in that part of the world, North America or USA. And those are the men that I respect and use as role models from my childhood. And finally, today is the beginning of my religious practice, the month of Ramadan. I want to say Ramadan Mubarak, which means happy Ramadan to all those Muslims around the entire world, and to those who might want to join for the purpose of spiritual togetherness. My sister, thank you. One love.
Thank you, brother. One love. And today is also, according to the Artificial Intelligence Online, Ramadan started yesterday, the 17th, and it run through March 19th, which is on Thursday, and then Ash Wednesday start today, which is the beginning of the Lenten season, and it run through April 2nd, 2020. So that one time of reflection, fasting, meditation for people of the organized religion, of the Islamic faith, and of the Christian faith. Thanks for the call, brother. Yes, so I'm going to share and the brother respectfully hail up that group. United we stand, divided we fall. And how this organized group of people represent their own interests, primarily because of the failure of the union. Now, they make it known that the people, most of the people in this group, that the people that were in the union in 2005, when they resist and want some meaningful benefits for workers. if anybody knows all the benefit, please call in and share, because sometimes we need to go back and come forward to talk about some of the benefits. And I could ask Sister Christine when they call in what some of those benefits were that they won, that the current employees of BTL benefit from. And it's a shame. Belize Communication Workers Union, it's a shame. Like, people will never forget to know that will never come out in solidarity with this group. We remember that. Just like how we remember say they may organize and fight for the benefits we honor they live with and they appreciate right now. And just unions overall in the region, not as active as they used to be in the maybe 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. Really, the co-host of Sunday Review, Revolutionary from Trinidad and Tobago, remind me, now a lot of the rights that we have now are because of unionism. They're not from political parties, and that's why we have a number of political parties who represent labor. And so, big respect to that group and for their negotiating skills, because the first time I hear it, and most of it hear it on Sunday Review, when Brother Glenfield Dennison, who's an attorney, share that they're not just that they want their money in a lump sum, but they want it with interest, because whatever the money may worth in a 1995, cost of living gone up. So they have to match that, which I never think about, but give thanks for having one legal mind, and I see him come out of the door, so he be definitely around the table with the big respect. And I have to give, one number of no one do that. No one do that. Oftentimes, because no bag of money not in there, forget, or and I never know. I mean, like, I really never know until when you go that a bag of money what they know they could get, it then carry the matter to court. And that's why important for we as everyday people, if you have the skill for read and for understand and ask questions, like, it really helps. The more we learn as Belizean workers, the more we can represent for we own interests, or at least have one basic understanding of the law, instead of just to depend on one attorney and number of them, not trustworthy, real talk. And so I really want to give thanks to Cynthia Pitts, who teach me one lot about reading the law, understanding the law. Big difference. So now I know what into anything we want to talk about, go look and say, well, I know an artificial intelligence have its drawback, big, but there are also some benefits. You can't just accept everything we say. So one of the things where you could do, you could just go in and put the CCJ ruling on severance and give you one synopsis. Then at least that one place for you to start, and then you could listen to other people, talk to other people, and reason for yourself, so and you really feel good about yourself as a person when you see that you learn more about something, and you could reason in your mind how it could apply to your life or to somebody else's life, and you could share it with somebody else. Morning, thanks for calling WB. Talk to me.
And back again.
Tell me. Yes,
and
yes.
The most obscene thing about this whole situation, YaYa, and listeners, is that the government is the majority shareholder, and it hides behind its participation in supposedly a private business. And it's our taxes that they presented as their sovereign controlled entity. That's what we do. The government is the authority supervising the sugarcane industry, and it is a member of the entity that produces the sugar. We have them in BTL, now we have them in the bus company. So technically, then they bring in some authority from Brazil, Romania, Finland, Mars, and Jupiter to tell us, well, now you need to pay a little bit more, or a lot more, or whatever more. It's always more, But technically, what these people are brought in to do is to tell us that They are going to increase the taxation. And we don't understand what is happening, honestly, generally, because the replacement, you see, if I employ you and you are, let's say 25 or 20 or whatever, and I get 5 years out of you prior to when severance begins, I let you go. I bring in another batch of workers. 25 again. Those people, I'm not saying that's exactly how it happened, but that is the principle. Then they are just let off. No concept of the usefulness of. I don't know if you have ever been on a tour. I have been on when the tourism, when the what's the thing name, cruise ship thing first started tourism. I went on a couple of tours with persons in the industry just for me to observe. Well, at that time, I can say that the tour guides were not telling the correct story of the deal. I assume and hope that it has improved by now. So it's because you have to learn a lot about any country, and this country you're going to have to learn a lot.
It has definitely improved, Sister Sandra.
It has improved.
I don't know to what degree, but I know it has. I was having the conversation just this week.
And I have discussed this with my friend who died, Rudy Burgos, many, many times. So they train a tour guide, then they let him loose. He has invested or she has invested. They work for a while, but they have no guarantees, YaYa. No guarantees. None of Social Security, yes, and maybe even that might be in jeopardy if it's not paid. I'm not saying that it's not paid. I'm saying if it's not paid. So here now you have a set of people on whom you have depended to carry the economy. So you say, don't you think those people should earn a significant part of the income that industry makes?
I agree.
You see, I have watched, YaYa, I have watched my friend Rudy Burgos' material, his intellectual rights stolen. I've watched this, and I know this because I was asked by Rudy on many occasions to review his work. I never did a thorough editing, complete editing for him, but I would do a review. And I can tell you, Rudy had a most comprehensive and vast knowledge of this country. Yet at the end of Rudy's life, his knowledge wasn't being utilized at all. Evidently, the tour companies were worried because Rudy was older.
The wrongs of our right-leaning media house. Now, this just come out yesterday. It's called the Steve Gruber Show. And Gruber, Gruber, the Steve Gruber Show. It's a right-leaning show. American program. Telecommunication matter. Now, I just find this interesting, and then they talk about the corruption that small countries like this, where it's under the radar, is no longer under the radar.
No longer under the radar.
What you say?
I said it were no longer under the radar.
Right, that's what I said, no longer under the radar. And pretty much the threat is for governments that are accused of corruption of their visas being pulled. Now, I just find it interesting, the timing of this conversation, and I look upon when the BTL workers, they said they want to get their money, and I'm like, I don't want to be one conspiracy theorist, but I look at the timing of it, but who has the power, the quickness of this making international news? Exactly. I really would want you to listen to it, Sister Sandra, if you get a chance.
I don't know that program, but I can tell you that as a matter of fact, I know we are under their radar. And I know that, you see, YaYa, our people, when our people are naive or innocent or gullible, You can't have a leadership who matches them in gullibility, innocence, stupidity. You can't do that. The leadership has to take charge, just as happened in Singapore. The Singaporean people weren't all highly educated and aware, but the leadership was, and the leadership took the responsibility for proper leadership and proper education of their people. That's not happening here. We have water, YaYa. We have a lot of water, but that water is not guaranteed. So we are now moving into an age where water will be absolutely necessary for the new industrial revolution, the new phase. And that water is going to be a competition with humans because we use water, we drink water. Our bodies need a certain amount of water every day. And if we don't get that water, then our health gets compromised. Then we need water to keep clean so we don't get sick. Then we need water so we wash our clothes, we wash ourselves, we do all kinds of things. It's not conspiracy, YaYa, to figure out, okay, if they're going to need all that water to cool their data centers and cool their computers and cool, we are going to be a competition. How do you solve a competition? You kill off the population. That's not conspiracy, that's being a realist. It has to be pulses interrupters. They have to end the intercourse before ejaculation. This was a law, you know. A law to allow the young to be the fighting force. And they were an impressive fighting force. Don't fool yourself. This is what are all people doing that. What do you think all the humans? Oh, we are all humans. And this is what my problem. Now that you have mentioned that, you realize how utterly dangerous this is for us, YaYa.
Yes, Sister Sandra. Yes.
Our own people don't even understand what is happening. And the only way you fight these things, YaYa, is if you may look at the reserves that Taiwan built up in that time. You see, we have the resources, YaYa. This is why I keep getting upset. This country is super endowed, and we are picking it back in Almighty God's face. He has given us wealth that other countries will give their eyes. Singapore doesn't have all the water we have, and they have a way bigger population. Singapore is a little, what would technically be a little city-state. Those people have been declared a blue zone. Their people are living to be centenarians, healthy lives. How did that happen? That didn't happen from culture. That happened because of political policy decision making. We don't have that. So here we have now our government in every company that could try their hand to get the member participants in so they could get a little bit more money to buy their elections. That's basically what they're all doing. You know what a BTL employee said to me? YaYa? He said, Ms. Sandra, BTL is a cash cow for all the political parties, all of them. And he's correct. He's correct. But let's take this tourism, this compensation of tour guides bothers me. It has bothered me a long time. But I have decided to speak about it in honor of my beloved friend and brother, Rudy Bogus. If Rudy and I had come from the same womb, my mother's or his mother's, I could not do it more. Wasn't perfect, neither am I. As a matter of fact, I can be quite exhausting. I used to actually he'd have told you I was exhausting probably. But I loved him with all my heart. And I can say that Rudy, honestly, I learned about the struggle of tour guides, financial struggles of tour guides, because of Rudy. So let's be, if we're going to build a just society, you build it everywhere, YaYa, not halfway, not quarter way. You see? And when you do, what you're doing to them is exactly what slavery was built on. Isn't it, YaYa?
Yes.
Free cheap labor. When you pay the migrant workers down in the south $2.75, I think that is it, and a little bit off. Still that there, you are promoting a slave society. surname of the what
It's GRUBER. Make a double check. It's that's what it's called. It's the Steve Gruber Show.
Oh, the Steve Gruber
Show. It's called, yeah, he has his own media house.
All right, okay.
And the other is he's a European male. STEVEGRUBER.
But he lives in the United States.
He lives in the United States, and the other guy name is.
Sometimes some really wrong information is given out. All the radio stations. So they said, oh, the Russians never involved in colonialism and empire building, and the Chinese. That's not true. But they built their empires in situ. That's the Latin for meaning in place. They expanded around them. Now, when Europe crossed, they had to go west.
Sister Sandra, I'll have to go to break in a minute because I have a guest.
When you bring on Mrs. Perriott, I would like you to ask her if she knows of any contract, if during any of the different sales that took place with BPL, if in any of the contracts a clause was written in that said that if the buyer at any point in time wanted to resell the company to the seller, they would have to sell at a
Hey, you're watching WB on Creme Television and Creme Radio. And the 2 cents question of the day, I want to find out why people eat fish on Friday in a length. Yeah, make I find out on the 2 cents. Month of length.
Well, for I know myself, my granny, my ma, I fish. The cousin, they say this is the time if we eat fish. But me, I just love fish. I eat fish every day. Right now, I got a mountain in my refrigerator. I fix that up the morning, my cousin and my gone out. So when I come back now, I have some.
That's your 2 cents.
That's my 2 cents. And everybody should love fish because strengthen you.
That's all, yeah. I like eat fish from length and thing. Eat fish, chant, and eat my cross bun and my bread. Yeah.
That's your 2 cents.
And chant, go to church and pray to the Father.
Every great job starts at Brothers Habet. With the best supplies and the right support, including delivery on site, so you can focus on the job. Brothers Habet, working with contractors since 1983.
En Atlantic Bank, tu comodidad es nuestra prioridad. Nuestro centro de contacto está diseñado para mejorar tu experiencia bancaria. Con una amplia gama de opciones de servicio al cliente, ahorras tiempo y esfuerzo. Puedes llamar fácilmente para bloquear o desbloquear tus tarjetas de débito y crédito, realizar consultas de cuentas y acceder a información detallada de tus tarjetas. Ya sea que necesites asistencia con la banca en línea, apoyo para comercios o consultas generales, nuestro equipo está listo para ayudarte. Para mayor comodidad, si todos los operadores están ocupados, puedes dejar tu número y un operador te devolverá la llamada lo antes posible para asegurarse de que recibas el apoyo que necesita nuestro centro de contacto. Atlantic Bank se compromete a brindarte nuestro centro de contacto. Atlantic Bank se compromete a brindarte un servicio excepcional y las herramientas que necesitas para administrar tus finanzas de manera conveniente y segura. Aprovecha al máximo nuestro servicio del centro de contacto.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
In a democracy, what is good for the government cannot be bad for the people. And what is good for the people cannot be bad for the government.
We came a long way. It's like over 16 years that it was basically like 2-3 houses in that area.
It was wild. One high bush like jungle. I want to take my lick. Say no water, no light. I tell her no worry about that. We have figured it out.
You know, you wonder how long it will take for this to happen.
A year ago, you were considered squatters.
We made a picado and we came in. I made a teenager. Everybody said it was swamp, When we get in here, it was like gold.
Today, you're landowners.
This stuff for we, and we proud of this.
Now we're claiming our house on the land.
We have worked so hard to make this happen for us.
This is a beautiful day, folks, because we are taking care of the people who have taken care of us. Because we wouldn't be here today without you.
Finally, a postpaid plan for 3 people. Introducing Smart 3O. Why pay for mobile service alone when you can share and save? Get unlimited national calls, text, plus 100 gigabytes of shared data. And the best part? It's only $135. That's right, as low as $45 per person. Perfect for small families, couples, or close friends. Smart 3O. 3 lines, 1 smart choice. Sign up now and you could win a 3O getaway to San Pedro for 3. Visit us at www.smart-bz.com for more information or sign up at any showroom today. Smart, bringing people together.
Tired of appliances that just don't last? Appliances that just can't keep up? It's time for a change. GE Appliances delivers reliability, innovation, and performance you can trust. The decision is easy. Don't settle for less. Choose quality, choose reliability, choose GE.
Recently
is something that I think we can inspire other young Belizeans to undertake, and it's now part of your responsibility as those who have received this training and see a pathway for greater things.
Just to put it into perspective, there's only about 6,000 certified executive chefs in North America. There is only 69 certified master chefs in the world. There is less than 10 certified executive pastry chefs in this entire world. And now in Belize, we have 3 sitting in this room.
Belize Morning Vibes. We're on hold all calls right now. Bear with me. We have a sister, Christine Perriott, known unionist, joining us by Zoom. Morning, sis.
Morning, Sister YaYa. How are you?
I'm good. It's good to see you. I'm so excited. I really like land. And when I find people who know more than me and different than me, I don't want to change. So I just to get to know you as a person, and I really like the vibration where they give off. And so I'm the one will look, I'm going to ask Christopher bring up the BTL press release. Because one of the things where concern me when I say the press release, and we just the reason as everyday people, as an example for show Belizean people, that anyone the BTL press release.
Morning, everyone, again. Similar to what you get, the interpretation that you got is similar what the first thing that grabbed my eyes. And so said, so done, because to me, it shows that they said, notwithstanding Section 4 of the Limitation Act, they're willing for meet, they're willing to do all of this. To me, that is I know the let go Section 4.
Make it plain for we.
Okay. So as best as I can make this disclaimer. I ain't no attorney.
Yes.
So, but the laws, some of them are kind of straightforward, or some of them you can interpret once you read it and compare it with the necessary other portions of the other acts and put them together and do a little knick-knack search and so. So under Section 4 of the Limitation Act, the Limitation Act refers to contract and tort law. That section is referring to remedies a complainant or a plaintiff or an appellant could take to court to get what debt or get whatever is owed to them. And you will find that I will read some of the things just because I don't want some like I just read all the skies, but I read I get the knowledge and understanding from the act itself. So just for clarity, so I read a quick thing with the Section 4. The Section 4 says the following actions, and this is verbatim what is on the letters to the Belize Communication Workers for Justice. It says the following action shall not be brought after the expiration of 6 years from the date on which the cause of the action occurred. And then they went down to C and say actions to enforce an award where the submission is not by an instrument under seal. Or, they use D to also to recover any sum recoverable by virtue of an enactment. Now, this to say actions that you bring before the court. Now, remember, this is a tort. This is a contract and a tort law. It have one implication because if anybody will have that or have any and list A, B, C, D actions where you could do you could carry to court and try to get compensation or try to get your debt or try to get whatever is owed to you. It's kind of like referring to money in the instance of when BTL is applying it, because the severance, which is a statutory obligation, is a debt they owe to all former workers from 1995 coming up. Now, BTL has enforced or used this section to say we will comply with the law, but we will comply up to 6 years from the date of the when the CCJ ruling, which is the 5th November 2025. So 6 years going back. That as far as they say they are in compliance with. So that Section 4 of the limitation. The Section 4 of the Labor Act, so ironically convenient, that talks about the mandate that the Labor Department has to, and I'm going to pull up the section, to address enforcement, to ensure that any section of this Labor Act would be enforced. That's responsibility. They enforce compliance. They have other things, but I'm confining it to as it relates to the situation with BTL and the former workers.
That's why the move with the Belize Communication Workers for Justice make Monday, when they put out the flyer, was say that the Labor Department, that the enforcer at the Caribbean Court of Justice ruling, that we want big move, and that's why I rate that group for study and be strategic in ensuring that they get the man's beat. Now that Monday they put that out, Monday morning, and by Monday afternoon, BTL hurry up, say, listen, make it come meet tomorrow, and make we give you all the money. And so this is why it's so important for me. I know it takes time. I know this is a different format for WUB, but I really feel empowered as we continue to have that kind of conversation. Go ahead, Miss Sister. Appreciate it.
No, I like when you chime in, and because it makes this conversation interactive and also analog, and I like read out the paper. I appreciate that. So so like I was saying with Section 4. And rightly so, where the groups evoke it, it says it shall, so it's a mandate, be the duty of the Labor Commissioner, subject to the directions of the minister. So the minister still to oversee everything, and then the Labor Commissioner, it is that person. Right now, it's Ms. Dominguez Pat. So it's behooving on her duty under the direction of our minister right now is Honorable Karim Musa. So it's their responsibility to ensure that enforcement of this act, the Labor Act, and any enactments amending it, and of any other act in the Belize which he may from time to time be required to enforce. So that is the authority that the Ministry of Labor have through the Labor Commissioner and the Minister of the Labor, which is Honorable Karim Musa and Miss Dominguez Pat. Now, this happens through when there is a complaint or a dispute, and they file like a complaint, or they make this complaint to these body or these individuals, and this is what is triggered, this Section 4. So they're supposed to get involved. I do not think they're supposed to be on the side as observers, because if you are observing, I don't understand how you could try and enforce something. So I don't think their capacity should be as observers if you're going to be following this section, because these have specific duties that you're supposed to do. So
wait a minute. That's a big point you make, because interestingly, in this press release, they bold certain things. So like they bold the date of the meeting, they bold three things. The 2 times the date of the meeting, even though they never have no time, they just have PM. So I think they may slap it and shall have somebody review this press release before they send it out. But interesting, enforce. So why then they enforce? So why then they're at the table yesterday as observers? One red flag. And then I think somewhere in, if I'm not mistaken, did I see the word, I don't know if I may say the word negotiate, but
yes. Yes, that is another red flag, and we could address that apart. But I want to go back to the first red flag I saw. notwithstanding Section 4 of the Limitation Act. And my experience with the behavior of BTL is they not just do things out of just doing things. They always have a plan, like they're strategic with them, whatever they do. So when you see, yes, I have come to the table on talk to you, and notwithstanding the Limitation Act of the 6 years, are like breaks right there. What is that saying to me? What is that saying to the group? I want me to don't know, but I still hold on to that 6-year limitation. Now, when you think about the Labor Act that was statutory legislative piece of mechanism that provides protection for the workers. And in terms of the severance pay provision, all these sections that you hear the workers, the group is talking about, and I'm mentioning and addressing it, Section 183. You hear 194, 190. There are all mechanisms to ensure it protects your right. And as what is the big issue right here is the severance pay. And this Section 4 for the Labor Department, because he entitled Labor Department, so this is specific to Labor Department. They are to ensure these protections are enforced, and if there is compliance, that it's enforced. Right now, BTL is not in compliance to this very day. They're having a meeting right now to do what? Negotiate on something that they are obligated to pay. What are you telling me? You want to negotiate the 6% interest from the 6 years from 2025? The ruling is clear. The law is set. CCJ already stated the severance payment is not a negotiable payment. You owe it, you pay. They rule, then pass one judgment, and they pass a 6% per year, and that is very key for workers or everyone to understand. That 6% forms part of one judicial recognition statutory debt arising upon cessation of employment. In other words, like that one compensation for where they held back your severance. So for years, BTL had this they had this stance that the severance payment was included in the pension benefit on their part. Their 3% matching the employee 3%. So they're saying that 3% included, and they use the word subsume, the pension plan. But the courts found out that they could not account for it.
Pension benefit plus putting the severance, and they couldn't show nothing. So they lie from the court. You tell me, my sister?
Well, I tell you, the at the trial or the high court, Justice Young said it was, well, not Justice Young, but the CCJ said it was a mischief behavior, like BTL's creating mischief. And to me, I mean, I guess the court is being polite, but we don't have to be polite. Because when you think about it, the high court was the first in 2023, because I took the same matter in 2007, and Justice Moore had said I was entitled to it, and BTL did not pay it. When he went to the appeal says I was not entitled to it because because of the termination, and so I didn't carry it further. But these our co-workers, former co-workers, they took it to the CCJ, and then we got that authoritative interpretation. Again, a kudos to that group all the time. And one of these days I want to just throw a party for them.
I have to go to break. I don't know how much time you have, but hold on, Sister Christine Perriott, as with the reason to what does CCJ ruling mean for employers, employees, Belizeans at home and abroad? Really make sense out of nonsense. And I just want an example to show that once you have the mindset, you got the patience, willingness to listen, to overstand, that you could do something similar to what me and Sister Christine did right now. So we're going to take a quick break. Stay tuned. We'll come right back.
Okay.
Get ready for fantastic discounts. From now through to September 30th, Venice is having store-wide discounts on tools, paints, appliances, plumbing and electrical products, lights and fans, household items, and much, much more. Visit a Venice store near you to enjoy fantastic discounts from now through to September 30th. Only at Venice. Quality and savings.
Sea una persona ocupada o atrapada en el tráfico, o que tenga una circunstancia adversa o muy exigente, la tensión se acumula y lo estresa. El estrés ataca a todos en cualquier momento, a cualquier edad. El estrés es un asesino. Es mejor estar vivo que muerto, así que visite la farmacia de Freetown para obtener opciones.
Hola, ¿qué tal? ¿Qué puedo hacer para usted hoy?
Estoy bien estresado.
Ok, tengo una pastilla que te va a ayudar, ¿ok? Que toma una de eso al día para 10 días y va a estar bien después, ¿sabes?
Ok. Farmacia Freetown, carretera 28 Freetown, donde estás mejor vivo que muerto. Farmacia Freetown, teléfono 22 32 87 6.
In a democracy, what is good for the government cannot be bad for the people. And what is good for the people cannot be bad for the government.
We came a long way. It's like over 16 years that it was basically like 2-3 houses in that area.
It was wild.
One high bush like jungle.
I want to take my lick. Say no water, no light. I tell her no about that. We have figured it out.
You know, you wonder how long it will take for this to happen.
A year ago, you were considered squatters.
We made a picado and we came in.
I'm a teenager.
Everybody said it was swamp, it was swamp. When we get in here, it was like gold.
Today, you're landowners.
Very
this that for we, and we proud of this.
Now we are claiming our house on the land.
We have worked so hard to make this happen for us.
This is a beautiful day, folks, because we are taking care of the people who have taken care of us. Because we wouldn't be here today without you.
Amandala is now online. You can now access Amandala's midweek and weekend issues online by logging on to our website at amandala.com.bz/news and joining our membership portal today. There's 5 easy steps to get unlimited access to weekly e-paper, archive publications, and a host of other exclusive contents. Number 1, go to Amandala's website. Number 2, navigate to subscribed areas. Number 3, choose a membership level. Number 4, check out using our secured portal. Number 5, log into the members only section. Telephone numbers 501-280-4703 or 202-4477. Fax us at 501-222-4702, or you could email at amandalapress@yahoo.com or amandalapress@gmail.com. Amandala, all power to the people.
primarily the CCJ, Caribbean Court of Justice ruling in November 2025. And we just make sense out of the BTL press release where they send the Belize Communication Workers for Justice group to tell them they will meet with them, and they meet with them yesterday. And listening to what Sister Emily said in the news clip, they had to stand firm on that 6%. Sister, your name just got from my mind. My goodness. Sister Ferriat, Christine. So I appreciate you taking the time to break down that 3%, because that 3% comes from the pension scheme where the employees contribute 3%, BTL contribute 3%, and BTL gone before the court and said that in that 3% wouldn't contribute to that pension scheme, that the severance money may in that, but they're never able to show the court that what they said, that's true. One of the things were interesting to me what you said this morning, Sister Christine, you said that all BTL does pay severance before 1995 or 1994?
Yes, before 19, as up to 1995, then stopped pay the severance.
So
I
BTL
the
does
BTL
pay severance to
1990, so
employees.
I know about the when they stopped pay because I got severance for that period, and the courts also brought it up. They could prove that they paid severance up to 1994. Thereafter, zip. So when they're doing calculations, the the CCJ concur with the ruling from the High Court with Justice Young, and she brought up about the 1994 that the severance is calculated from there onward. So from 1995, BTL has not been in compliance, has not been paying severance, and has had this long term that they were paying severance under the pension benefits, and black and white, go look up my case in 2007, they stated right there as well, and I'm pretty sure it's in all the other, because I'm not the only case that was taken to court. There's like 2 or 3 other groups, and the 2023 one was like the first to me breakthrough with that interpretation, where Justice Young actually said, yeah, man, you did declare all of that, hold up, show me. And you can't.
I just want to bring to people, because I did this research prior to this past Sunday review, and on Facebook, the Guardian newspaper post of February 2nd, 2023, the headline say, BTL to pay almost $500,000 to former employees. And it said 15 former employees of BTL jointly took the telecommunications company to court for not paying them severance under the Labor Act. So we not take everything what we just say, because we just say it. We go do the research on our seat for ourselves. Big respect for bringing that forward, sister. So then I'm the first. Do you know then I'm the first people who carry BTL the court for severance?
No, I took it too.
You got first.
I
then probably this group got second.
So maybe I don't know if they had somebody before me, but I know I did mine in 2007, and then at the appeals court in 2010. Yeah, 2010, 2011. And that was I mean, not because
so you never get a severance then, but by the time anyone finish negotiate, you should be eligible for your severance though, right?
Oh, I know they owe me, and then could take forever, and then 6% will include and 6% no stop. So that are the most part that I wanted to talk. Like I mentioned to me, when you think about the 6% and you do your research, it's to how they put it. It's a mechanism preventing unjust enrichment. So you hold back my severance for 19 years. And now when CCJ ruled this and said, you can back pay for them people at 6% because they are how do you put it? Then it compensate the workers for that time when that money was held back. It's like a compensation. So if somebody want to give it up and then volunteer for that, that's on them. But then got some people where I know no want to give it up. And this is important to mention because they say that there is 564 employees, former employees, where severance debt. They owe this severance debt. And so they have like 364 to like 389 that have either not requested their severance yet or have done a direct request by themselves. So when you think about how can these individuals get remedy for the severance, and then again, when you read the letter, it said it held the Belize Communication Workers for Justice you have to bring evidence to show who you to represent. So immediately, although then he said and he pay everybody, then done the phase out like this 364, 389. Well, they know they meet on because this that like do the phase out the majority, not in my perspective. Because from the mere fact you they ask one body to show me who you represent, you to exclude who they are not represented.
Mm-hmm.
And so, what remedy does that have for those individuals that BTL the try say, oh, I'll deal with you later, because I guess the group is to me they just want to shut up the group.
Shut up! You got a good point, you know. You got a good point, you know, sis. I do believe BTL want Belize communication workers for justice shut up. Go somewhere and shut up, because what is group to do? Then the build knowledge. And when knowledgeable people hard for your chance and take make kono mono. So that's an excellent point. I do believe they want to shut up, and I think that if they, except for we 2 cents, if they get in the money, then just going somewhere we don't hear about it no more. Go ahead. Good point.
You and get a lot of delay tactics, and I already seen it. They want they'll daddle, and they want bring this, they want bring that, and right now, then you throw this stop the six this statue in that remedy. The minister Minister Musa is supposed to ensure compliance along with the labor commissioner. So I am hoping that he will step up and do what this portion is mandating him and the labor commissioner to do, not as no observers, as enforcers, enforcing compliance, because BTL is not compliant. The only thing we're left with compliance that for you tell me, on meeting, when do I come for my check? That's it. That's all you need to do right now, because it's an obligatory debt, and and it will stay so until you get paid. Now, I could say the notwithstanding why they're using that, and it to me it was suspicious from then, and I understand now why. Because under the Labor Act Section 7, if BTL still won't continue in a non-compliance, the Labor Department can take the matter to court, and they can represent in proceedings. It's right there in Section 7. I want to read it, but run out of time. No, interesting, and I have to get, because I had to put this part. BTL is set this 6-year limitation. But going down to Section 32.
This is the Labor Act?
No, this is the Limitation Act.
Okay.
And now I done that at Section 7 of the Labor Act, where the Labor Department, and it says Labor Officer may institute proceedings. So you can go carry this matter to court. And it says, and they go carry it to court for any cause of action arising out of or in the course of the worker's employment under this act, which is the Labor Act. So they have the authority to take this matter to court. And I have invoked this 7. So I am waiting for a response. Now, this is where I believe BTL is holding on to that 4, and it shows in the letter. Because when you look at Limitation Act Section 32, and I know I'm talking out of air, so I will read, and I hope I could close it quickly. It says, where in the case of any action, the action where BTL code in Section 4, for which a period of limitation is prescribed, then it prescribed the 6. It says, the action is for relief from the consequences of a mistake. The period of limitation shall not begin to run until the plaintiff have discovered the fraud or the mistake, as the case may be, or could with reasonable diligence have discovered it. That is like boom. Because that to tell me when the Labor Department got that the severance was included in the pension, that matter became discoverable on, I would say, the initial 5th November 2025 at the CCJ ruling. Now, Section 32, it says postponement of limitation period in case of fraud or mistake. And it says this is something you could invoke when you, as the case may be, with reasonable diligence, discover it, and it refers to the mistake, to the misrepresentation, to the fraud, and they, that's what they listed. So I'm reading. If you discovered the mistake, then you then for you, that's when the that limitation, that period starts. It does not start from your day of cessation, which is the official. So that is why they were putting that 6-year limitation. But 32 says, in the period of the limitation shall not begin to run until the plaintiff has discovered the fraud or the mistake, as the case may be, or could, with reasonable diligence, have discovered. The key triggering is the discovery of the mistake. So,
okay, I have to hold up. No, this has to be wrong. One of the things very important to know is that even though this is the former BTL employees specifically, there's a good chance that one number of other organizations have in a collective bargaining agreement, something similar to what in the BTL collective bargaining agreement. So it's applicable to all employees who have one similar thing in a collective bargaining agreement, right?
That's correct. And how I know, I remember when we were working to amend our CBA, we gathered all the CBAs from all the other union and like rubber stamp, word for word. We were similar. And some of them have pension plans like us. And I don't know if their company can't prove that. I don't know if they behave the way how BTL behave. But they are entitled to severance same way. And if they never get it paid, then the cause is extended to them. So it's for BTL, it's like this 500 and X amount of former workers. But as when you think about it on nationwide, it's other companies and other businesses as well. And it's the same, like I mentioned with SpeedNet. If BTL plans to still acquire Smart and trying to me gain a monopoly, powerhouse, all those workers there, if they're gonna bring them, they are actually purchasing that additional debt. That's an additional debt for severance. And if they're not going to do that.
As in our contract say, if you don't want to sell it to anybody else, you have to sell it for less than $50 million. You know anything about that?
I would not know. It's because of the time frame that I've not been there. They could have added that and they could have created that.
We recently formed MOUs with the American Hotel and Lodging Education Institute, which is the education arm of the American Hotel and Lodging Association, and also with the American Culinary Federation to do culinary training. We're here to celebrate our accomplishments. And this is not about replacing Belizean cuisine. This is about We want the Belizean cuisine. We want the Belizean richness and diversity, right? So this is about your skills. You all know what you all learned, so it's about transferring that skill.
We want to inspire this career because, you know, it's amazing. You love what you do, right? And it really is something that I think we can inspire other young Belizeans to undertake. And it's now part of your responsibility as those who have received this training and see a pathway for greater things.
Just to put it into perspective, there's only about 6,000 certified executive chefs in North America. There is only 69 certified master chefs in the world. There is less than 10 certified executive pastry chefs in this entire world. And now in Belize, we have 3 sitting in this room.
At Atlantic Bank, your convenience is our priority. Our contact center is designed to enhance your banking experience. With a wide range of customer service options, you save time and effort. You can easily call in to block or unblock your debit and credit cards, perform account inquiries, and access detailed card information. Whether you need assistance with online banking, merchant support, or general inquiries, our team is ready to help. For added convenience, if all operators are busy, you can leave your number and an operator will return your call as soon as possible to ensure you receive the support you need. Depending on your transaction type, we may need to verify your identity through a set of security questions. And remember, Atlantic Bank will never request your username or password for Atlantic Online via phone call, text, or email, ensuring your personal information remains safe and secure. Our support team is available Monday to Friday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. in both English and Spanish. Simply dial 223-1212. This is a dedicated line for our contact center. Atlantic Bank is committed to providing you with exceptional service and the tools you need to manage your finances conveniently and securely. Take full advantage of our easy-to-use contact center services today.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
Nando's Wholesale is your market leader in Belize's wholesale industry when it comes to high-quality products at the most reasonable and competitive prices. With over 40 years in the wholesale business, Nando's Wholesale embraces the partnership of the hotel industry in Belize by providing world-renowned brands in wines, seasonings, condiments, and cleaners in industrial sizes, as well as small and large kitchen appliances and equipment. Nando's also takes pride in providing one of the quietest and most durable air conditioning systems in Belize with technical support and spare parts. Nando's Wholesale. Professional, reliable, effective, and prompt. Nando's Wholesale always delivers. Visit us at www.nandos.bz or send an email to nandos@nandos.bz. Or, even better yet, give us a call today at 222-500 or 280-8080 to speak to one of our sales representatives today.
So you don't hear about how you could shop online with Builders Hardware?
It's easy and convenient. Plus, you get special deals and discounts online where you not get in at the store. Just log on to shopbuildersbz.com and pay with your Visa, MasterCard, debit or credit card. You could choose to pick up your order from the smart Lacanette at Builders or Easy could deliver for you. If that's a big thing, the Builders truck could deliver for you. If you need more information about anything, you could start chat right here online with a salesperson. We're ready to help you. No need to burn gas and waste time in a traffic. Go to shopbuildersbz.com.
03 or 202-4477. Fax us at 501-222-4702, or you could email at amandalapress@yahoo.com or amandalapress@gmail.com. Amandala, all power to the people.
Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes. The phone number at 280-5848. Uncle Colleen, Cascas about anything on one Cascas about. Big respect to Sister Christine Perriott. I know I learn, and it's so important, especially as Belizeans, employees, future employees, employers, future employers, that we know what the we write. So that even when you might go seek legal guidance, when they tell you whatever they tell you, because you come with a level of knowledge, you could make sense if what they say makes sense. And so, again, not that I'm an attorney, they're just people who they read and could think for themselves. Red flags gone up for me when I see where in the BTA letter we get sent to the Belize Communication Workers for Justice group. And so then I like friend up people who know more than me, different than me, and have one level of credibility. And then hear what they have to say. And then once I get it, once I learn it, I want to tell everybody. And then open for other people, join the conversation and give for them 2 cents. And then you have one different perspective. But this, the one major, I no one ever stop talk about the Belize Communication Workers for Justice group. It's the one example of unorganized people. Kowe said this many years ago, and I stay with it. Oftentimes in let's say in a government structures, the women were in a leadership, the women who we describe as controllable and manageable. You know, I find primarily because of the capitalist, patriarchal, all the schisms and isms, systems of oppression, you will find women like Sister Emily, like Sister Christine Perriott, like so many who have gone on before us, name that are named, Dr. Halls, Peggy, Sister Sandra Coe, sisters who consistently, and you could sit in development over a period of time, you could join my name in it too, because I know my work, that they're consistently paying attention to their individual growth and development and take their responsibilities and making sure you have people at community level who we may know or not know. So regardless of where you come from in your life, your title, your family name, whether you have colonial papers or not, whether you travel one lot or not, you might be well read or you could listen good, you gather information, you hear stories from other people in the community, and you use it in the interest of people, genuine people interest, centering people, and make sure that they're safeguarded, that they're protected. So big respect to women leadership. Next month, it's supposed to be Women's Month, and like that is saying check box. There are no genuine, my 2 cents, no genuine conversation about women in leadership. We question the power structure and how the women, again, are oftentimes manageable or controllable or in the traditional role of, based on European standard, this the way women for do, this the way men for do. And with Sister Christine Perriott, like she said, she's the first person to graduate, everything out of the engineering program with an associate degree from the Belize Technical College, and then gone the BTL. I think about 17 years, I think you say he worked there, again in a primarily one male-dominated field, and really earned the respect of Belizeans, especially men, because in a move, like she stand firm on she principles, just to get to know the sister, but I have mad respect for the sister. Likewise for Sister Emily Turner, who much younger than we, but the sister committed to transformational leadership, and the group where it lead, heavyweight of knowledgeable, skilled, fearless, courageous, creative people. And I want no one ever stop talk about it, and really then give me a lot of hope. And so I'm thankful that the process was in there right now. So the phone number is 280-5848. Morning, thanks for calling WUB. Talk to it. Morning. Morning. I hear myself in the background. Please lower whatever they listen to.
280-5848. Morning, thanks for calling WUB.
Lower your radio or TV or your device in the background, please.
Hi, good morning, good morning.
Hey, my warrior sister. Morning. Sister Emily, turn on the line. If you put your mouth a little closer to your mic, we want to make sure we hear loud and clear. Talk to us, sis. How you feel this morning? You must be exhausted, no?
We met with BTL's representatives. So basically, they were represented by their CFO and their CHRO. And what do those words mean? The Chief Resource, Human Resource Officer and the Chief Financial Officers. So they came with instructions from the board, who had decided that they had voted to settle the matter of the severance payment. I do want to inform that the position of BTL is not that they are accepting that there is no statute of limitation. It's that they want to settle it. So
they want to what?
Holding on. They're still holding on to the point. Their side is still holding on that they believe that there is a statute of limitation. However, their board has agreed to still pay the payments. We don't agree with that position. We don't believe that there is a statute of limitation and they must pay all the workers. So,
but one second, sis. The CCJ ruling has made that clear, has it not?
Has it? Yes. We have the position that it is clear that it is clear because there were people in that group of 10 that were beyond 6 years that they had left BTL.
And just to be clear, an example would be, I believe, Sister Lerna Longsworth, whose date of cessation was March 2007.
Correct.
Good.
So, yes. So they still hold a position. We hold a position that does not exist, so we had to move them away from... we even said in the meeting, don't use that word statute of limitation. It's a curse word for us because we don't agree with you that exists. So, but to move on, let's speak in terms of people that have left it 6 years ago, more than 6 years, and those that have left under the 6 years. And
wait, Sister Emily, want to tell them people that to their face?
Yes. I would commend the Senator Dennison. He went with us. He represented us from a legal standpoint, and he's amazing. I have to give him his props for that. So basically, let me just quickly see. I just want to make sure that we all have the update in that. Where did we leave off? Is that BTL has agreed to pay us in a lump sum. Mind you, they didn't want to pay in a lump sum. They were offering 6 months or 9 months. And, I was operating it this way. We kicked that far in a very, very diplomatic way, but we kicked that far when we heard that. So we had several back and forth in terms of what was on the table, what we would accept, what we would not accept, definitely wouldn't accept. And so we managed to agree that we would be paid in a lump sum, that we were then just going to be, we just have to decide on what would be the interest rate that would be paid. Senator Dennison had made a point even on Sunday Review that the money that has a different value 20 years later. Somewhat like, let's say, for example, you can have a big house with $50,000 in 1995. We all know you can't even buy a Mennonite house right now with that. So that's the point we made, and so we've asked them to go back to the board and request an interest and to let us know what that will be. We understand that their board will meet on Thursday, so we will get that communication, and then we will spend the weekend discussing this with our group and then getting ready for a position to take to them next week, Wednesday. So our intentions are to go back at the table next week, Wednesday, and try to agree on the interest rate so that then we can set a time frame for when the checks will be prepared and then paid out.
Let me ask you this question. So, Brother Glenfield Dennison, I know that the senator, We also don't want
Yes, to give us legal advice. Yes.
So I'm going to watch the footage and maybe I miss it, but when I got protest, I know based my visual what the attorney for BTL looked like, and I never see him come out of the door. BTL had the attorney there too?
Initially, no.
I mean, initially, no.
So
then come to the meeting without the attorney?
Without the attorney.
Wait.
So they were surprised that we were there with an attorney, and we were like, but the attorney is always writing us, so we expect that you would have brought your attorney. So it seemed like they forgot their attorney. but we were there with ours, you know.
Uh-huh.
And ours wasn't going to go anywhere, so we waited. We graciously waited for them to request for the attorney to join the meeting.
So that, I mean, I had to take bad thing make laugh, but that's serious. That's BTL team would show up at such a big meeting without the attorney, because I read it as then take on lightly. But big respect to Uno for their on top of the ball, for sure, not only with one attorney, but one way credible. We have one interest in a people, and that rare. And so I cannot center them people from the Belize Communication Workers for Justice Group enough. North, South, East, West. Thank you. The one who must join a WhatsApp group and in data Belize. Thank you. And remember, this process applicable to all workers in the Caribbean region. Sister Emily, what are the advice for your people? They want to go back and report back to them.
We go back and we get that consensus, and then we get our mandate, and that's what then we deliver.
Big respect, Sister Emily Turner. And make it be known that Zinc Fence, from its inception, they want people space, they want community space, they want space where people can show themselves, see themselves, or be themselves. XTV mantra. So no say everybody welcome in at the space, and it's a one perfect example. Like, we really value the consistent communication between that group and this platform, WB in particular, because that for the people, and consistent messaging, the same thing they ask from BTL, demonstrate as far as transparency, accountability, meaningful communication. So we look forward to see what the next move after this. We wait for the tell away what we need to do.
Yes, so right now we do have a few things to make sure we get in order. So we have to get the authorizations in place. We have to get our calculations so that we know what everyone is supposed to get. We need to be ready for when we decide, or when we have agreed to an interest rate, so we could run our calculations. So we'll be a little bit working on those things with them. I do want to stress that we're not going to go away. I know a lot of people keep asking me that. We're not going away. We already have inquiries from other groups of employees that have organizations. They want to meet, discuss some of their challenges, and then maybe we will help them to strategize. And again, like, to me, I think one of the things you guys have heard us say, we will work the diplomatic process. Because we don't have to fight and go and to be disrespectful or the broke up thing. That don't have to be it. But we do have to, our rights have to be protected, they have to be respected. And if you make we have to go protest at you, well, at the water, because you drive with Uganda. So that's what unionism is about. We want to be diplomatic, we want to work with employers for us to understand the laws, make sure we respect them, and then we will. If they can come to terms with us, we will applaud them when they do that. But if you have to drive to the point where we have to protest against you, well, we'll have to do that. So we're not going nowhere. I think a lot, like I said, the group is very excited, spirited about helping other people, because there are many areas that injustices are happening, and that's why we name ourselves Belize Workers for Justice, because that is what we're seeking, justice in all workplaces for all the workers as that we can reach.
Big respect, Sister Emily Turner, representative for the Belize Communication Workers for Justice. Thank you so much for the report back. Break time.
All right. Bye-bye.
En Atlantic Bank, tu comodidad es nuestra prioridad. Nuestro centro de contacto está diseñado para mejorar tu experiencia bancaria. Con una amplia gama de opciones de servicio al cliente, ahorras tiempo y esfuerzo. Puedes llamar fácilmente para bloquear o desbloquear tus tarjetas de débito y crédito, realizar consultas de cuentas y acceder a información detallada de tus tarjetas. Ya sea que necesites asistencia con la banca en línea, apoyo para comercios o consultas generales, nuestro equipo está listo para ayudarte. Para mayor comodidad, si todos los operadores están ocupados, puedes dejar tu número y un operador te devolverá la llamada lo antes posible para asegurarse de que recibas el apoyo que necesitas. Para mayor seguridad, es posible que necesitemos verificar tu identidad con un conjunto de preguntas sencillas. Recuerda, Atlantic Bank nunca solicitará tu nombre de tu usuario ni contraseña de Atlantic Online por llamada telefónica, mensaje de texto o correo electrónico, asegurando que tu información personal permanezca segura y protegida. Nuestro equipo de apoyo está disponible de lunes a viernes, de 8 a.m. a 6 p.m., en inglés y en español. Simplemente marca al 223-1212. Esta es la línea dedicada para nuestro centro de contacto. Atlantic Bank se compromete a brindarte un servicio excepcional y las herramientas que necesitas para administrar tus finanzas de manera conveniente y segura. Aprovecha al máximo nuestro servicio del centro de contacto.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
Get ready for fantastic discounts. From now through to September 30th, Venice is having store-wide discounts on tools, paints, appliances, plumbing and electrical products, lights and fans, household items, and much, much more. Visit a Venice store near you to enjoy fantastic discounts from now through to September 30th. Only at Venice. Quality and savings.
Everybody said it was swamp, When we get in here, it was like gold.
Today, you're landowners.
This stuff for we, and we proud of this.
Now we are claiming our house on the land.
We have worked so hard to make this happen for us.
This is a beautiful day, folks, because we are taking care of the people who have taken care of us. Because we wouldn't be here today without you.
Amandala is now online. You can now access Amandala's midweek and weekend issues online by logging on to our website at amandala.com.bz/news, amandalapress@gmail.com. Amandala, all power to the people.
I am extremely happy to see that the work has started. We might be talking here about regaining some land. The most important part for us right now is how can we continue to protect the people that are here. We're setting up these rock wall placed by machines to trap sand deposits. We will do some dredging at the river mouth. That will enhance the sand movement, and nature on its own will take the sand to the rock walls, trap them, and accelerate beach recreation. Within the first month, you will see results. Within 3 months, you'll see good progress. And after 6 months, you will really see some nice recuperation.
Monk River is really the forgotten village. It's been years and years I've been fighting for some help with the erosion, and nothing has been done. I was asking to save what we have now than lose everything. because it come to a point that we believe that everything was going in another few years, everything would be gone.
This village really needed a cemetery because I don't know that when I go in, and to me, I expect for burying at this burying ground. I have my grandfather. I have my grandfather for both sides. Ma and pa, right here.
Many of the tombs, you know, they are in the middle of the water now. Imagine if it was you or I who would have to go and visit our parents or any family member. But the reality is that they are swimming now in the ocean.
At least government and Mr. Martinez showed up for us. 9 months, I have to say.
This is a real testament of what loss and damage is. We have so many areas like Moncariva across Belize, all the way from Corozal to Barranco down south, whereby erosion has become such a serious problem and a threat to the livelihoods of people.
Welcome back. Time for Shut the Shop. Give thanks to everybody who are calling, tuning, live stream, listen to Creme Radio, Creme, my XTV app, big app. Stay tuned in to all of our programming, and know so that we could never, ever do this for 56 plus years without the vibrations, fuel of the people of Belize. They want at home and abroad, and we really recognize it and appreciate that every single time. And join me back tomorrow morning at 6:30. Brother Nuri Mohammed will be the host here at Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes from XTV behind the zinc fence. Remember, say, only organize people and save the people.
Wake up, Belize. Wake up.